Yes, okay.
Okay. Now, let's go to see how this classification work in reality. Like always, you need to just go to the staff website. Today, we will going to work with example number 2. And in this example, I'm going to show you both classification of the qualitative and quantitative plus the labeling. After you download it, like all the time, you will need to drag and drop into your desktop and open the content of it in your ArcGIS. You remember I told you that the first step to just go add data, and under the add data, you need to connect to your local computer with use of folder connection or connect to the folder. And just choose this icon, choose my desktop, example number 2. Here we are. There is a one single shapefile over there called a province. I'm just hit OK until it loads into my ArcGIS or canvases. This is a map of the country. As you can see, we are now going to work with a classification. Right now, at the moment, this country classify as 1. It is unique and it have a single class. Every city, it doesn't matter big or small, or every single state is green. It means that they are equal and they are classified as a one entire country. Now, we want to change some of the classification according to the attribute. You remember that in my first lecture, in a theoretical lecture, I will tell you that GIS integrates spatial data. These are spatial data, as you can follow in my right corner there, right down corner of the screen. There are some number in the meters show. It means that each of these points or each of these objects have some spatial location. And you remember we said that GIS integrates spatial data with attribute or descriptive data. Right now, if I just click in one of these objects, or actually it is a polygon, you will see that the bunch of information pop up, include the location of it. The location or spatial data is this one, and these are the attributes. Now, we are going to decide to classify our map, this one, accordingly. For this purpose, you need to just right-click over your attribute, over your layer, and just go to the property, like this. Wait until it's appear. Here we are. I'm just very quickly explain what is this. The general, it's specify your layer name. As you can see here, I'm able to change my layer name. For instance, I could say that actually city is not correct, or cities. I could change it to the cities. As you can see, it is changed. I could add some description about this layer for a further user who will open it, understand this layer. So try to use this part as well. We have some source. The source mainly talk about the coordinate and the location of the file, which is in my desktop, and about the geometry type, which is, as you can see, polygon. About the projection and coordinate, I will going to tell you in a relevant course. This is about actually appearance. You remember, if we select some feature in the canvases, it's become blue. So you are able to change the preference from here. We have some display, which is mainly about the transparency and about the tips, which is express the map. But this one, symbology, the things that we are going to focus in this course. Right now, our features have a unique single symbol, like this one. All of them are green. Of course, I can change all of them to the blue. But right now, we want to define something more specifically. We will head firstly to the category. The category is actually qualitative one. We just go to the name of the city, and add entire available value. You see there are a bunch of city appear. I just hit OK. Now, each of these city or each of these state, according to the name of the city, get one unique color. You are able to change the color, of course, from here. For instance, I'm able to change it like this. If I want to give a very brief example, I could tell you, I could draw your attention to the land use map that you create. You remember that you put your building, all of your single building have a spatial location. Then you start to fill the attribute, or let's say descriptive data, such as a land use, for instance, residential, grocery, shopping, office, governmental, or other facility, leisure, etc. and etc. This is same thing, same concept that we do it here. But this one works very automatically, unlike the things that you do in AutoCAD or Photoshop. So this is the professional manner to do. For instance, a different bunch of the color I can add. Or I can remove everything and just one of my value could be added. For instance, I want to add, let's say, this city plus, I don't know, plus this and this, these three. I want to add just these three. You see, just these three, add the rest, or consider as other value, remain as a blue. Of course, I'm able to change the color of them as well. So I can just emphasize in this, or I can add one more value. Let's go to add this one as well. You see, I'm also able to color them like this way, or maybe in this way. It doesn't matter. Or even I could say that like this, monologus color. And from each, let's say, object with this value or this attribute, right now we have one piece. Okay, this is about this part. Of course, I'm able to change the border of it. For instance, right now the border color is green. I'm able to change it to the, let's say, red, a bit thick, in this way. Actually, it is not good up here. Maybe black with one much more preferred. Yes, here like this. So this is about the qualitative. We have also other type of the qualitative according to the value and according to the number of the value. If, as I said, if you have many of them, you are able to do it. Or we are able to match the symbol according to the specific, let's say, style which we have. But the main thing that we would like to emphasize here was about the qualitative. Of course, we have other qualitative feature here, such as a code. Each city have its own code. So I could classify based on the code. Definitely each city also have a population. I could also classify based on the number here. You see? But this is absolutely wrong. This is mistake done by many students. This kind of classification for a number, since these are the number and the quantitative, this is absolutely wrong. For a quantitative, such this one, you need to choose a relevant classification, which is here. We will say that, for instance, population. This is the formula. As you see, we use it a few minutes or in a previous lecture at the very beginning of the course. This is the formula. Automatically classify all this number into the 5 class or 5 group. Now, you see, this is too much logical. Those, let's say, city with population between this number and this number, colored or marked as a yellow. However, the city with this amount of population marked as a dark red. Or we can choose a maybe better color like this one. You see, the highest population get the red color, but the lowest population get the blue, and accordingly after that we have a green, yellow, orange, and red. This is logical classification. Of course, there are other different classifier here. For instance, you are able to use an equal interval like this one. By equal interval, we have such an outcome. But mainly we prefer the natural break or Jenks break. Okay, this is the ones that mainly prefer, which is here we are. We have also other classifications, such as a graduate symbol. Again, we could say that the population is this one. The big population shows by a big circle, and those who have a smallest population have a smallest cycle accordingly. You are able to change the color for sure from here. I could say make it like this one, green, a bit bigger. Hit OK, apply. This has become like this. Or the background color, you are able to change it to the white like this way. Or even the symbol could be changed. For instance, instead of the circle, I could use something else. Maybe if I have a human Unfortunately, I don't have it, or do I have it? No, I don't have actually, but you are able to add from a style reference. These are a bunch of available reference that you are able to add to your, let's say, machine. But I didn't add because my computer is not that much strong. Maybe if I add this one, public sign, I don't know. Yes, people. Maybe I will choose this one with a size of 20, and then I will add. The city with a very, very small sign of the, let's say, human figure have a less population, but the ones that have a bigger size have accordingly big human scale. Of course, from here also we are able to manage it. Okay. This is another example of the classification or symbology. We have also proportional value based on the specific unit. So this is also another sort of, let's say, classification. Of course, my background right now is not quite fine. Yeah, like this. But the more important one is this one, dot density. What is dot density? We will add a dot density here. Then we will change the, let's right now keep it like this. Each dot, each single dot present a 50,000 of the people. So if I have, let's say here, if I have a 2 dot, it means that we have 100,000 of people there. Of course, we are able to modify it from here. I could able to say that each dot value equal to, let's say, 100,000. Then accordingly, the amount of dot will be decreased here. Or if I make it 500, it become less than before. You see, some of the states maybe have one of these dots, like this one. Okay, this is about this one. Of course, again, from here, you are able to change the color, the background, the dot color for sure. For instance, maybe this color would be fine. So this is about this part, or the color again could be maybe black. Yes, from here you are able to change the dot color, and from here you are able to change the background of the process. Of course, you are able also to add two data, for instance, population of this year and population of the other year. Let's also choose other color for this one and see what would be happen. But this one is not actually reflect something professional, but you are able to do such a things because we are not able to count it. But if you have a dot, the increase and decrease of dots show the population. For instance, the ones that here have a more amount of the dot have a much more population. Now, let's jump to the chart. For a comparison study, we are able to use a chart, such as a pie chart, bar chart, column chart, or stack. Just add these two population, the ones that in a 1385, I choose a, let's say, red color, no border actually, no border and no line. And the ones that in 1390, I will give, let's say, green. Again, no borderline, no color. Just hit OK. You will see that they will show the differentiation, the comparison of the population. Of course, we are able to change the size. Maybe it is fine to keep it like 25. Yes, it is better. We are able to give some extrusion to it to make it, let's say, a bit outstanding like this, in this way. Okay, this is now present in a better way. Of course, we have a bar chart as well. Same thing also, I'm trying to do it. Let's say this time I will try to keep it as a, oh, this color will be fine. And my background as a, let's say, null color, and apply. This time it's showed with a bar chart. Again, I can add some thickness to it, or I can make the bar chart in, let's say, orientation in a vertical way. So you will see the amount of the change. For instance, somewhere here, it is not changed actually that much. In here, significantly change. Again, the area like this one, keep same. We are able to have some zoom to see it in a better way. So also it is showing the amount of population based on the color. Once more, I'm going to the process. There are also stack bar. Let's also change the orientation to the column. Again, thickness. Yes, as you can see in a stack bar, it is in the agglomerative way. So it is show that the overall increase during these 2 years. So this is also another classification right here. Now, I'm going to also, you are able to add some multiple attribute if you have. Right now, our feature doesn't have a multiple attribute. That's why I'm not going to deal with this part. Let's just put it back into the single attribute. This is right now a single attribute. We are also able to assign some label. For the label process, you need to go to the label tab. There is a label tab right here. Before start, you need to active the label. The label must be active. Secondly, you need to define the label field that you want to read. We would say that the name. Accordingly, you are able to apply, and all the label, it is appear here. Of course, we are able to manage the placement. For instance, we could say that always horizontal or always straight, like this. As you can see now, it is based on the shape of the polygon, they start to fit them. Of course, we could say that try first horizontal and after that. those who fit, let's say horizontally, they keep it horizontal, but those does not fit, turn it based on the polygon, let's say, shape. Or for instance, this one, is it not possible to fit it? We could say that only ones that inside the polygon, and get rid of things like this. For sure, we are able to change the color. We could make it bold, like this. And we are also able to talk about the overlap, feature weight, and label weight. Okay, actually determine that which feature is important for us, which one have more weight for us to show. This is about this part. And also we have a label style. For instance, we are able to use a bunch of different style to show them, for instance, in terms of the font, in terms of the shape, like this one. Actually, this is not a good idea for a name. Maybe for a fit number would be better. Yes, like this one. We are able to assign a different fit number accordingly, like a road. Or just for a second. Here also, for instance, can do it like something like this. This is about this first classification. Now, right now, I want to go to our another map. You remember we also work with a New York example. I want to work a bit with a New York example and do some classification for that map as well. I hope our page, yes, our page seems to be come back. Now, right now I'm working with example 1. Now I'm go back to example of the New York. I hope we are able to download it. If not, again I will. Yes, it seems that it's going to be downloaded. This is a New York example. I will put it here. And I will going to add my data. From previous session, we make a folder connection for New York example. I'm going to add the footprint and let's say tracks. Now, I will going to assign some classification to this building, but mainly based on the qualitative. I'm going to symbology, find my qualitative one, this one, and I choose a type and add all the value. You see, there are a bunch of value coming here. I have 14 bank, 1 church, 3 commercial, 12 industrial, and 380 mixed use, office, and etc. Of course, it is better to change the color a bit, or even make a color different. For instance, residential, normally you keep it as a red. Other uses, maybe we could say it's black. The parking lot, let's keep it, let's say, white. Industrial area, let's make in this color. Office color would be an orange. The restaurant would be this color. Retail, let's keep this color. And what else we have? We have some bank. Maybe I can give this turquoise. For a church, I can give, let's say, this black. For a commercial, I will choose another color. Services, maybe something like this. Terrace, let's keep it as an open space. And ownership, again black, let's say. Here we are. I'm just hit apply to see my land use, let's say, land cover map. Actually, this is mainly land use. You see how easily you are able to get the land use map for such a big scale map. There are many buildings, as you can see in this, in each block. At least there are something like a 20 or 30 building available in some of these blocks. So you see how easily you are able to give such a classification to them. Now I'm going also to add something else. For instance, I'm going to say that the label of the building is equal to the height of the roof. And then just apply to see what would be a result. And for a placement property, I will say that keep it like this, keep OK. I think I not activated, I forget to activate it. Yes, you need to always activate it, otherwise nothing's appear, but still is nothing appear. Let's check what is the case. Height of the roof, scale, okay. Maybe it takes some time. Yes, it is appear. It's actually takes some time because there are really big amount of the number. As you can see, all the building height appear on the roof. All of them. Some of them is small and not fit. That's why it's not show. So maybe I could change some of the option. For instance, I would say that try horizontal, then that one. And in this way, the rest of them are appear as well. Even this little tiny building. So all the building height appear here. So same thing for a route. Actually, I'm going to deactivate right now the label because it's graphically take lots of RAM. So you are able to just uncheck the label feature from here. So label feature will be disappear. Now we're doing same thing for a road. I'm going to the road. For a road, again go to the property. I'm going to symbology, categories, and this time road type. We have a footway, motorway, motorlink, pedestrian, secondary, residential, tertiary, subway. For instance, I would say that subway, it is something like this one. We have even a step, the stepway we have, or I would say that the motorway shows by, yes, anyone ask something? I could say that motorway, it's used by this one. Let's say a platform shows by, for instance, this bus route, secondary by, let's say, mass transit. For instance, these are just an example. You are able to do according to your preference, according to your decision. We have some service road. For instance, we are able to say service road look like this one. And let's see what would be happen to the road. Yes. Uh, we are able to where we are. Yes, as you can see, here I'm able to show a different road with a different symbol and different classification right here. Okay, this is about this part of our course.